Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Division 5. And I'm pretty sure it is Division 5, and I'm not being a pleb. Welcome to Division 5 in Season 6 of RSF1. I'm Primus Gaming, and not... I'll make sure I included my audio. Yeah, I have included my audio, awesome, because I'm in a co-comms position tonight. I don't actually have the camera control today. Joined with me today is actually the famous BF1 racer, or Ben. How are you doing, Ben?
Good, thanks. I didn't know if I was famous, but thanks for that tag.
Well, yeah, the infamous frontline speed. Like, how can you forget that?
Oh, yeah.
The perks of having
marbles.
you in the stream is when someone was sending it and they got the full slipstream. The DRC is frontline speed, and that was like that. You can't miss that. I mean, I still remember when you first did comms in Abu Dhabi season 1 and I sold the dummy on AJ, and you almost lost it. I love that. Even though AJ covered me off and held me off, you were just losing it, and I was like, "This is the best."
It was good.
But yeah, it's been a while. I apologise that I haven't really been the most active commentator lately, but I'm back this week. I'm here today, and I'm here tomorrow. So I'm with 2 divisions. So yeah, not a usual lot this Division 5 for me, so kind of not really. I don't really understand who's the fastest at the minute, so this is where I'm going to have to rely on you, AJ, for like an insight. Have you been with these guys lately a lot?
I've watched a few of the races.
Ben, sorry, I've been at work all day, so my brain is dead.
How dare you call me? I'll get scarred for life now. I think the last time I commentated on Div 5 was probably Season 3, once or twice, or Season 2.
Oh, it's been a while.
But I haven't. I've been watching a few of the races this season in this division. There's been chops and changes in the podiums and points positions.
Let's pull up the standings quickly so I can get a rough idea on who's a quick boy and who's fighting for a championship. Right, so according to the standings, it's last been... Okay, no, never mind. It looks like Division 5 hasn't really been given much attention in terms of the standings and the Discord, so I have to go onto the website. DOR Skyline is actually the current championship leader with 51 points, followed by Mr. Hobnovich. I love these names.
Call him Hobnob.
Hobnob, yeah, we'll just call him Hobnob. Mount the Mighty is in third with 29 points, followed by his teammate MNJJ's in 23 points. I absolutely love these names. They're brilliant.
Fantastic.
Chosen Tolby's got 20 points, and Aston Martin in 5th. Daniel P45. FIFA Jokers has got 18 points. I'm pretty sure that's Craig Senna, isn't it?
The famous
it's good to
himself.
Good to see him back. Daniel P45 with 14 points behind him, followed by Mr. Crunchy Bear with 12, Yatesy 10, Ewan with 8, Timmer with 4, tied with Hippo for 4, and Gravedigger as well for 4. No, Gravedigger's got 2. Again, it's me being a pleb. Stars Orphans got 2 points. Hail King Tomo has got 2 points. Locker's got 1. Invade, Moses, Blue Sky, and Mando have no points at all. So, yeah, it's an interesting championship. I mean, it's only the beginning of the season, so it's still anyone's game. And Round 3 being in Spain, Spain's an interesting track, so it's like... It's difficult to tell because I mean it's a very difficult track to really make an overtake, but like I kind of don't like that in the game they've not introduced the changes in Sector 2. So
yeah,
sorry, no, not Sector 2. It's like just literally after Sector 3, at the end of Sector 3, sorry, because you have like a tight left-hander which is a hairpin in the games, but in real life that's been changed to a curve, so it's not so much of a pain in the backside. But unfortunately, it looks like all the track altercations hasn't really been done in the F1 games. It's just kind of annoying because I'd like to see the Abu Dhabi changes put in where a few corners have been changed, and same with Spain, because honestly some tracks really could do with it. It makes league racing a little bit more interesting, or at least easier Especially as Spain's a bit of a taxing track, because let's face it, the opening chicane, we've seen millions and millions of spins inside and outside of leagues racing, and there will be more. And
like last night in my division F2.
really, you had an opening chicane spin.
Everything went on last night.
Oh god. It's definitely it sounded like it could be an interesting race then if lots of action in yesterday, and that was only the first race of the week, wasn't it?
Yep, got my infamous so-called son, Locker, in the lobby tonight, so if I shout "Go on, my son," you know who that is.
No worries. We'll keep an eye out for your son then, and give him a little shout out there. So shout out to Locker, and
we've got Captain Mackie as well. Hail King Tomo, Captain Mackie's.
Captain Mackie's.
Or Captain Kent, whichever one.
Where did Captain Mackie's come from? Because I knew everyone called.
He loves his Mackies.
Well, to be fair, who doesn't love Mackie's? I love Mackie's.
Oh no, Tomo's something else.
Well, I can share the agreement in Mackie's, because Mackie's is awesome. But on board with Shadow Moses, as he's the first car to cross the line, actually kicking off a lot of dust coming down the start-finish straight there, so dusty track today. As Shadow Moses goes down to the opening chicane, doesn't get a wide run into turn one like everyone else normally does, because some people like to ride the curb, but he seems like he's taken a bit of a cautious entry. Whoa! And as we said that, he actually loses the rear nearly into turn 3. Good save, but that's not clean underpants for him. But
Tomo's the next one.
Oh, yep, Tomo is definitely the next one.
Tomo's way up.
So on board with, as you call them, Captain Mackie's, as he's got the fastest first sector, and looks like no one's able to beat that, so he's currently holding the fastest first sector, so very good lap here from Tomo.
Oh, who's off?
So
it's Kabuki.
Here's the difficult chicane. Tomo doesn't misses the apex going into the chicane, but he catches it on the second part of it. Gets a nice wide run there. Rides the curb on the outside. He goes on to the second DRS zone, chucking it down now to second gear, into the hairpin. Rides a lot of the curb there, so that will cost him some serious time. Oh, he actually has a lot of understeer there. He catches the curb on the left there, which obviously he had to let go of the throttle and kind of had to compromise his steering there, because that's an easy spot to lose it. But still a decent lap from Tomo.
That's very good through there.
Good wide entry. Shadow Moses 21.8, so that's the benchmark for the day, but obviously that will be beaten by Tomo as he crosses the line. That does a 19 dead. I reckon Tomo could easily find another few more attempts, but it looks like he had to sacrifice a little bit of pace there to keep his car in the straight road, because he did catch a couple of curbs. As Chosen Tolby in the Aston Martin does an 18.9, so a very good lap from the Aston Martin.
Got the McLarens, Blue Skies next.
And we got Mr. Blue Sky. I was about to sing the song.
Hey there, Mr. Blue. Are you gonna go fastest?
Goes on to the straight, crosses the line, and goes fastest.
He's in first.
Crosses the line and goes on to P1, but then Mr. Hobnob goes into
Hobnob
with a 117.8. I don't know why, but when we call him Mr. Hobnob, it makes me think of Eddie's. It's just Eddie from Bottom was like, I got a packet of chocolate hobnobs. I don't know why that comes to my head.
Whoa, that's wide from Shadow.
Shadow Moses on another lap after that very interesting save that he had to pull in his first lap. I reckon he's got no traction, to be honest, because it looks like every time he keeps on putting the throttle down, the rear of the car just kicks out like a donkey. He does go fastest by 1.7 seconds, but it's still not enough to improve him up from P6. Oh, pardon me. But yeah,
17.
That's no traction.
Who is this guy in F5?
Like, what was your division yesterday? Was that Division 1?
Division 2.
And what was the benchmark in Division 2? The fastest time, sorry.
Pole, I forgot who beat me to pole now. I think it's Quirky Turtle beat me to pole by 1,000th of a second on a 16.0.
Crikey, so he's a second off still of Division 2 pace, but the fact is we're only in the beginning of qualifying 1, so I mean there's still more, like the track's not worn in enough to get the peak times out yet, so we could see faster.
Here we go. The man, the myth, the legend, Craig Sennett.
Oh,
the big Twitch streamer now, these days.
as he's now going through turn 3 to the end of the first sector zone. Tomo got the fastest previous first sector, but a 22.2 by Craig, or FIFA Joker now. So a decent first sector, but it's not the fastest as he now goes into the next corner. He rides a lot of the curb. Actually, there's a little kick of oversteer there, so he's got very twitchy steering at the minute. Chucking it down into the chicane. He catches the curb on the inside, spins it, and he's all right. I do like his sort of Senna-ish looking helmet. I do have to give him credit on that, but I still.
Get out of the way!
On the racing line. There's the McLaren of Captain Hobnob.
He's done well there. Get out of the way.
And yeah, luckily Craig doesn't pin it in the wall there, keeps his car going. Although I do like his Senna-looking helmet, but I think I quite like mine. Where I actually have a little Senna helmet model from his 1994 helmet, and I use that as my reference when I made mine. So I spent ages on that bloody helmet. But anyway, on board with your son now as he catches the curb there. Oh,
see, he's got skill, different gravy.
Good save. I mean, Craig caught a curb beforehand, and we saw how that went, and looks like Locker manages to save it quite well, rides the curb on the exit there, gets a really nice run there through the final corner, crosses the line, and Locker goes 8 faster with a 19 dead, only 1,000th of a second off of Gravedigger, so a bloody good lap there. But again, I think with that slight little twitch there of catching the curb, he could have found more time.
Take 2 for Senna. Original stack in the chat.
Evening, as he goes into the opening chicane. Looking quite good so far. He avoids catching the curb into the second part of the chicane because that is so easy to lose it there if you catch it. But gets a nice run. He's actually getting a little bit of a tow from the Haas in front of him. Not Haas, the Alfa Romeo. But he actually goes fastest in the first sector. So Craig is actually on a much better lap. Orphan's helping Craig out, giving him that tow, but that's also going to affect him in the corners because he's now going to also get the effect of dirty air. He lost it last lap on this corner. Can Craig do it better though? Fortunately, he does, but it looks like he had to compromise the throttle to keep the car in a straight line. Not on the full power. Actually has to thread the throttle, actually doing an Ayrton Senna and threading the throttle, but it doesn't work with these cars.
What?
Mr. Hobnob does a 17 dead. Craig, fastest second sector so far. This is looking like a really quick lap from him. And he catches the yellow sausage curves on the inside. That's going to compromise the rest of his lap. Is that going to be enough to affect him from possibly getting pole in Q1? We'll find out now as he gets the DRS assistance and the tow from the Alfa Romeo in front of him. He actually goes second fastest. That's a good lap. But
how on earth, Primus? I know we shouldn't be really putting our opinions on drivers in what tier, but this is a very blatant obvious. How is this man in F5? He's on a 17.0.
That's incredible. He's actually like 2 tenths off of the F2 pole time. So, and we're only in Q1, which means Hobnob could go faster.
It'll be like 16.6, 16.7 in Q3 if he gets to it.
I reckon that. He was off. Oh, it's an Alfa Romeo. It might be. Oh, yeah, it is Orphan because I was about to look.
No front wing.
No front wing, but still in the game, so it's not all over yet for him. Ooh, pardon me, but he has to be very careful not to get in the way. Now we've got a Ferrari near him. That's actually Daniel P45.
Days Freak. Oh, no. Days Freak's just started a lap in the Ferrari.
We're going on to
I'm pretty sure this guy's American.
He is American. He's a really good commentator. I had the privilege of doing being with him on his debut, and our first, well, it's not our first American driver because we had an American driver before, but he's our first American commentator, so he's so he can hold that
He's very good.
Hold that achievement. And as the American Scuderia driver goes through to the chicane in the second sector, has to compromise there. He looks like he struggled with a little bit of the steering there.
Come on, Ferrari.
He looks like he's actually struggling
off,
there. He could not carry full speed through the right-hander there. I don't think this looks like a confident track for Days, but regardless, he's pushing through it. Staying in fourth gear, a little bit of a wide exit there going into the right-hander. He's actually got Mr. Crunchy Bear behind him in the Alpine, but obviously Days Freaks is on a lap, so if Crunchy Bear catches up to him too close, unfortunately, Days is on a lap. He's not really obstructing. And Days Freaks crosses the line. There's a 21-0, and Crunchy Bear actually does an 18-2. So it looks like Crunchy was actually benefiting from staying close to Days there and collects P6 in Q1 so far.
Tomo's going again, 500s off in Sector 1. The Flying Kenston.
And look at that. That was a much better. That was much better there in that chicane. I reckon he's found so much time there. Brilliant run there through the chicane, the right-hander there, but has to almost. Yes, I have a little stab there to save the steering there because he caught that curb again. Not riding it as much here. Oh no! That's gonna be the effort.
Oh.
But I'll tell you what, though, other than that, the rest of that lap was pretty well executed.
Tyre temps must be overheating slightly. They are very bad around this track. I mean, I run no ABS, and it's a nightmare.
You can see, look at him, he's on the straight, and he's fighting the car like crazy. So Tomo is dealing with tyre temperature problems. As you said, and visibly you can see him having to fight it. Look at the rear stepping out on him as he went through the chicane into turn 3. Tomo is
Where's he going?
No! And he's gone. Oh no!
Watch out! Do we call that Kent
Tomo.
corner now?
Oh, that's heartbreaking for him. It's just those, as you said, it's just the tyres were just too hot, and that's a problem. It's so difficult to cool them down.
That's unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo. But we got a Red Bull of JJ on a lap, and just behind him on the pitch straight is Timmer on a lap, so these are the next two to set a lap, Primes.
We'll go on board with that Red Bull first as it's up in front. JJ passing the spot where Tomo unfortunately has met the end of his first qualifying session. Fastest first sector from MNJJ's in the Red Bull. So I'm just going to have to call them JJ, but you have to do it sort of like the King Julian voice. So he's like, stay away from my JJ. As JJ goes into the chicane here, rides the curb quite nicely. Pretty tidy, actually. A very good chicane there. Chucks it into the right-hander. Actually compromises a little bit of speed there. Couldn't go full throttle, but it manages to keep it in a straight line. Fastest second sector going into the hairpin. Chucks it down to second gear. Gets a wide berth, riding a lot of the curb. Don't catch that bit on the left-hand side. That's good. But now he catches the grass as he goes into the right-hander. MNJJ's probably has lost a little bit of time there, but rides the exit there. Well, rides the left-hand side there to get really good entrance. Don't ride the such curve too much. Oh, he jumped over the second part practically. He gained air. And JJ goes round the final corner and crosses the line and does a 19.3. I mean, like 8th place to 14th is separated by 0.4 of a second. That's how close it is in the midfield at the minute in Q1. Oh, JJ spun it.
JJ.
Oh, not good. And Timmer, I think Timmer's actually on a lap now. Oh, ballsy from Timmer. He didn't back down when he saw the Red Bull spiral out of control. Timmer's just like, I have to go all in. Up. Yeah, he's gone quick. He's actually on the fastest first sector as well. So very good work from Timmer. As he goes into the left-hander here, looking very good. Not riding a lot of the curb on the exit like others do, so Timmer's taking some different lines into the chicane. Rides a lot of it on the inside. Actually has a snap of oversteer, which forces him over the track limits. And for Timmer, that's the end of that lap. Meanwhile, catching up behind him, you've got Mount the Mighty, Hippo, and I think his teammate, actually.
Hippo's on a lap, I think.
He is on a lap. I didn't get to see his first sector time, but it does look quite...
He hasn't got much time left.
2 minutes and 50 seconds, actually. Let's see. He's going to go into the right-hander. He's not so flat out like everyone else, because some people do 7th gear through there. But he crosses the second... Oh, it's actually on a fastest second sector.
That's a quick middle sector for this division. In the low 51s is good.
And look, that was really tidy. Everyone's been struggling with that little curve there after the hairpin, but Hippo tackled it brilliantly. Rides a lot of the sausage curve, though. It's so easy to accidentally catch those. But this looks like it's a pretty quick lap from Hippo, but I think that bit of the touch of the sausage curve there did stagger his lap a little bit, but an 18 dead
he'll
is
be happy with that.
good nonetheless. A second off of the pole sitter in Q1 at the minute, but still a good lap.
Is Kabuki on a lap? No, Timmer is, I think, 3 tenths up in Sector 1, and then we'll go on with Mighty and the Red Bull behind on a lap.
But who are we on board with, sorry?
The Timmer... Oh, he's invalidating the same corner again.
Right,
down to the Red Bull.
Alright, we'll go on board with Mount the Mighty. And he's got an interesting helmet there. Looks pretty cool. As he goes at the end of the first sector, didn't see what he did, but he's looking quite composed. He's not done any laps yet, so we haven't seen his true pace yet, or at least a taste of his pace. Oh, he catches the curve on the inside. Oh, get off the racing line. You've got Haas coming up. I think the Haas anticipated him. That was only it was Hippo.
Hippo's in lap.
And Orphan's retired. He feels pretty confident with a pace he's set for today. RSF1 Invade has also retired, but he retired at the beginning of the qualifying session, so I think he's serving a ban. So
Timmer's off again.
Oh, and Timmer's done. No, he's not done. He's still going. But I mean, this is qualifying session done though, because I don't think there's enough time to get back around for another lap. So
Gravedigger.
Yeah, that's the end of his qualifying session. There's 40 seconds left. That's not enough time to get back around and do another lap. So that's unlucky for him. Meanwhile, Mount the Mighty is now. It looks like he's actually trying again, because that I think he backed off on that first lap. No, he didn't back off. He had that spin. Sorry. He's now going through turns 3. This is his last chance for any hope of getting past, getting into Q2. As he chucks it into the end of the first sector, he's actually down on time, but obviously he'll make up the time that he lost after that spin not too long ago. Meanwhile, Days Freaks has crashed on the start-finish straight, so Days Freaks will not be getting into Q2.
He's done a Cornish.
He has done a Cornish as he goes into the right-hander. Downshifts a little bit actually, but he manages to maintain full speed and composure as he gets to the end of the second sector zone. He's actually up by 8 seconds. Obviously he had that spin, so that's why he's up so much, but that means he's at least looking like a provisional 19 at least.
18 I think at the moment.
Looking very good. That means that could potentially see him past Tomo if he can nail down a beautiful final sector. And to be fair, I can't see anything wrong with it at the moment. It looks very well
18,
executed. 18.8, I'm marking 18.7. Crosses the line. 18.4.
Wow. He found 8 tenths in the last sector.
And he survives and
Kabuki
moves into Q2.
This is enough from Kabuki.
Ooh,
yeah.
Into 12th. Meanwhile, MPB Pro stays 14th fastest, so he makes it through to Q2. Timmer, unfortunately, missing out after that last moment spin, is out of qualifying. Meanwhile, though, Mr. Hobnob staggering. Well, I wasn't too sure of the overall pace here, or like the fastest time from beforehand, but he's staggered Ben. So obviously that is a monstrously quick lap. So Mr. Hobnob on pole for the orange cars, followed by the Ferrari of Daniel P45 and Skyline in third.
I'd expect that sort of pace in in F3. That's a blistering time from the McLaren.
That's it. Interesting lot, to be honest. Like, what's your expectations from today's race? Because, well, qualifying as well as the race, because it looks like this field is quite, say the words, bizarre, like, in a good way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's quite spread out, to be honest, at the moment. You've got a few drivers at the front, and then the midfield, as you said, it was very close during halfway through that quality session. And then there's a few struggling at the back. Maybe they just want to ease themselves in and not rush and make mistakes like we've seen some already in Q1. But yeah, we're going to lose 6 drivers because Tomo unfortunately crashed.
We lost a couple of the Irishmen there because we lost Shadow Moses and we lost Timmer. But yeah, RSF1 Invade serving a qualifying ban is in last places. So I get to see a full grid, by the way. Days Freaks 19th, Timmer 18th, M and JJ's 17th, Shadow Moses 16th, and Tomo in 15th. And again, your top three: Hobnob, Daniel, and Skyline.
Daniel's up there for Ferrari. Let's go. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, you're a Ferrari man.
Oh, I'm team principal. Forza Ferrari. Even though I hate the car, but we carry on.
Right, into Q2 we go, and going to be interesting to see what the tyre strategy will be here, because it looks like obviously with the high tyre temps, that means degradation's going to be quite moderate here, which means if you're starting on soft, you kind of need to pray you get the best start to maximise them. But it looks like a load of people are thinking mediums, because we got...
Which is correct.
Yeah, I personally would not tackle this track on softs. Personal experience, it's a bad idea.
Not the best around this track. With tyre temps is a nightmare.
Let's have a little question. I have a little question for you, just like a little bit of a fun topic. We've got some reveals coming out for the actual cars for the 2022 season. Excluding the fact that Haas literally just looks the same, because it does, with like a tiny little bit of like altering, but it is still the same. What do you think though of like that shape of that car, like the looks and the designs of it compared to the 2021 cars?
I think they look better, but if I'm honest, I could not care what the car design looks like from an aesthetic point of view, as long as the racing is closer. All teams are very close, different race runners, different podiums. That's the main aim for me for this season coming up. Let's have the whole field somewhat close fighting.
Agreed, because it was quite nice to see like last year. I forgot it's not 2021 anymore. Ricciardo winning in Monza, Esteban Ocon winning in Hungary. It was quite nice to see different faces on the top spot.
Yeah, showing their potential.
I was a little bit butted for Seb, but then he had that fuel problem and the FIA disqualified his second place, so unfortunate for Seb. But speaking of Seb, I love how he's developed. Like, before when he was in Red Bull, people didn't like him, and now people love him.
That's because he's not in the quickest car. That's why loads of people hate Hamilton.
Yeah, to be fair, that's quite true. And it's interesting to see like what people are gonna like. A load of people still think it's gonna be the Hamilton-Verstappen battle in this season coming up. But like, if the cars are as good as the FIA has said they're going to be, where it's going to neutralise the field, so the front runners are going to get pulled back and the back markers are going to get pulled more forward, I'm hoping to see a more varied battle for the top. Especially Ferrari. I'd love to see Ferrari fighting at the top again, because don't get me wrong, obviously I know people are like, oh, I'm sick of Ferrari or that, but like, it's iconic to see that scarlet red half fighting at the top, and it's just not the same without them there. Yeah,
I mean, there's two teams supposedly have found a loophole, and apparently it's Alpine and I think the other ones, I can't remember. I think it was McLaren or Aston Martin, but I think Alpine was definitely one of the ones that have been reported recently. Oh, Hippo's just invalidated on the inside of the. How has he done that?
That was on the very
on the
last
inside.
Moment. He applied too much throttle.
Alpine have found a loophole,
and the FIA have caught onto it.
Well, they've deemed it legal for now because they don't see any game, because no cars. Well, obviously testing's been behind closed doors, which is not good, really. But we'll see. Let's wait and see. We don't know who's going to be at the front, middle, or back, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean it's bad but good as well, because I want to see like the true potential of cars. Because I mean, remember how controversial the DAS system was when that got caught out in testing, and but like that means like someone could have picked up a clever trick, and we can't see it until we can see the official televised testing or practice. But I'm pretty sure they're not showing any form of testing at all on telly, aren't they?
No, they're not. No, which I don't really understand, to be honest.
I mean, that's the fun of seeing when they reveal the cars. It's like, oh, I can't wait to see them actually. What the hell? Are you seeing that?
That's 7/10 off my best medium run.
And that's obviously 9/10 off of his fastest time so far. That is staggeringly quick.
I'm just saying, only I think 3 drivers or 4 drivers beat that on the soft tyres in Q1. That's a big problem.
That is monumentally fast. That is incredible. Meanwhile, NPB Pro crosses the line and goes third fastest, 19.5.
Yeah, and then, I'm expecting low 19s on the mediums for the front runners. We'll exclude Mr. Speedster in that McLaren.
I'm lost for words about that.
Well, we've got Crunchy and Locker. Let's see what they can pull out of the hat.
Let's see who's closest. Well,
Blue Sky.
Yeah, let's go for Crunchy. Let's go for Crunchy because he's
Crunchy then Locker.
Yeah, because he looks like he's on his lap first. What?
I'm sorry, that's illegal.
He's just improved by 4/10.
That's 3/10 off my best.
That is crazy. Crunchy finding the fastest second sector. Actually went faster than Hobnob in the second sector, but then he rides too much of the curb, so I reckon that's going to hurt him a little bit.
Let's see what Skyline does on the mediums, because he's one of the front runners. He's leading the championship, so let's see what he can do.
Oh, Crunchy, 18.2.
That's what I'm expecting. Mid to low 18s on the mediums from the front runners.
Meanwhile, your son, full power, DRS assistance, crosses the line, 19.1.
It's about surviving this
Skyline,
race.
Fastest first sector. Instantly, you mentioned Skyline, and he instantly shows his pace as he just done the purple first sector, goes through the chicane in the mid. That was tidy. That was pretty tidy. Rides the curb, full power, DRS assistance. Didn't really lose much time there, so looking very good. Not the fastest second sector though, so it looks like he did lose time compared to Hobnobs and Mr. Crunchy Bear, but overall, this is looking like a very tidy lap from Skyline. Chucks it into the right hander, doesn't catch the sausage curb that others do, so very well connected. Into the chicane, rides the curb on the exit quite well. Full power. Crosses the line. Ooh! 18.
I mean, that was a very good lap from him.
And I'm sorry, but for punctuality, I do love the fact that it's a perfect 2:00. So that's bonus points in my eyes.
Roberts has just said that's 1/10 off my medium.
Gee, and what division is Roberts?
He's in my division, F2.
Oh my god. So Hobnob
P45.
not just staggering you, like a Div 2 driver, but he's staggering the other Div 2 drivers.
I mean, we've had in the past on comms and in chats out people shouldn't be in this tier and whatnot, when it's like 3 or 4 tenths quicker than everyone or half a second.
Perfect example, Ali Ferrari.
This is 7. I mean, this is mind-boggling, the gap. I mean, Skyline, as you said, is the championship leader. He set a very solid 18.2. And yet Hobnob's gone, yeah, I'll just smash it out the park, see you later, 7/10 ahead.
It's interesting times coming out here. Stars Orphan has done a 20.1 and he's chosen to ride on the softs. So interesting to see why he chose those, but for all we know, he just doesn't feel confident on the mediums and wants to just get himself safely into Q3. But I mean, he has to ride on the best Q3 performance of all, but it looks like he's left himself no tyres spare.
Well, it's a bold strategy. You can do soft hard or hard soft.
But it's a tall ask, really, especially in a track like this. But
See how he gets on.
anything could happen. A safety car could really crack his strategy open and really reel him in. So he could have a little ace up his sleeve. We don't know. Stars Orphan up to 7th. So he improves and does a 19.4, which I feel might give him some safety getting into Q3 if the people behind him don't put softs on and beat that lap. We know Mount the Mighty can do fast lap like that, and obviously Daniel P45 in the Ferrari, he was second fastest in Q1. So, yeah, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Out comes that Ferrari.
Yeah, just got chosen Tolby on a lap in the Aston at the moment.
I'm sorry, but I love the fact that it's a. I know probably not many people might have caught onto this, but I think I have. The bright orange helmet, Ferrari, and the number 84 in the car gives me full-on Shrimper vibes. Because I remember Shrimper used to drive for Ferrari, and seeing the orange helmet, the 84, and the Ferrari all in one bundle, it's lovely. And even now, we still miss our fallen friend, and we still race for him.
Yeah, he was a very good racer. Very annoying, beating me a few times around tracks on the last lap.
Well, that's the thing though. He waited to pounce.
Yeah, he was good.
And Shrimper's absolutely unique. So it's lovely to see Daniel P45 with all the numbers and all the lovely stuff on his car, and it reminds us of our fallen friend, because we've had a really good history of him.
Right, the next 3 drivers on laps is FIFA Joker, Mighty, and then Daniel P45, it looks like. Pressure's on.
But on board with Joker, as he's now going to the end of the second sector. Fastest second sector for a brief moment there, but it instantly disappeared. 1.1 seconds up in his time, so he's actually found quite a bit, but it looks like he did a banker lap, though, like on those softs. So he just went out, did a slow lap, and it was a banker. And on his mediums, that hurts.
Got away with it.
Fought too much of the curb there. Crosses the line. DRS assistant. Wait, how? He had that little mistake on the chicane, and he still went 4th fastest. Craig is on a flyer.
Man on a mission.
He is. It's quite nice to see.
What can Mighty do?
Well, the Red Bull, right-hander, ducking into the chicane. Nice, actually. That was tidy, but doesn't get a wide exit, so can't carry through as much speed as normally like to. Crosses the line.
Told you.
Oh my God! 18.8888. That's brilliant.
Do you know what would be funny? If the podium tonight was Craig, Locker, and Tomo, we'd have a right laugh.
That would be brilliant. It would be the most interesting podium I've ever done. Like, the last time I had an interesting stream was when we used to do the RSF1 podcast, and we did the Scottish episode.
Oh yeah.
That was an interesting episode. Meanwhile, Mighty has actually found 0.2 of a second in his first sector and is going faster.
So 7th to 10th is a 10.5 at the moment.
Decent second sector there by Mighty, but is this enough to carry him through more speed? Yeah, 0.3 of a second. He's found 1/3 of a second and is still pushing.
11th, 12th, 13th aren't coming out here.
No, they're not. It might be too late for them.
They haven't got enough time. Yeah, they're done.
And so Craig has retired in 4th place, feeling confident where he is.
Oh!
I don't think
it'll matter engine that much, cut off.
Because Mount the Mighty will cross the line. He actually still improved, but it doesn't really matter, as Gravedigger, Orphans, and Kabuki, they're not coming out, so he's safe. Meanwhile, Daniel...
That's probably tactical.
Around the final corner, DRS assistance up. Ferrari's an
Forza
absolute
Ferrari.
belter of a lap. Oh!
Have that.
Brilliant. Look at that.
That's what I like to see.
slaps himself bang between Skyline and Crunchy. So very good lap from the Ferrari, consistently in the top 3 spaces. So I think it's safe for you to support this Ferrari.
He's been watching me, hasn't he? Never mind.
He's been learning from you.
Oh God, no! Don't learn from me.
I'm gonna have to give you an Anakin quote. It's like, you underestimate my power. I think that's exactly what you're doing.
I've got too much power. That's
Yeah,
the problem.
you're underestimating your power.
MVP Pro. God, that's a name. 6004. It's an interesting one. Comes in the
And
pits.
choosing to abort that lap, but he is the biggest risk taker of them all because he's chosen to do 3 laps on those tyres, and that means obviously a bit of wear on his in lap as well. So his mediums will be feeling it when we start the Grand Prix.
Yeah, everyone in the top 10 set their best time on the medium.
It's going to be a difficult one to tell. I really can't put my finger on it on how this race is going to go, and Q3, like 17.5 on those mediums means his Q3 lap is probably going to be in the 16s. I'm calling it. It's 16.9. I'm saying.
I'm going to go 16.7. I mean, the fact that we're saying 16s for an F5 driver is mind-boggling.
So there you have it. So for Q2, your drivers out of the session, before we go into the top 3, is RSF1 Hippo in 14th place, followed by Kabuki in 13th, Stars Orphan in 12th, and Gravedigger in 11th. So both the Haas out in Q1. Meanwhile, up the top of the table, again, the Papaya driver, Hobnob, at the top of the table, with DOR Skyline, the championship leader, in 2nd place, trailing him by nearly 7/10 of a second. But it does look like Mr. Hobnob, though, is extremely quick, possibly too quick for Division 4. No, sorry, Division 4, Division 5. And then followed by Daniel P45 in 3rd. So that Ferrari is only 5,000ths of a second behind the championship leader. So Daniel is also a good contender for the championship, I feel. We're only in the opening stages, so who knows? Daniel is, I think he was previous championship contender multiple times. Was he a champion as well?
Ooh, I can't remember. There's that many drivers that have come and gone.
I'll have a little look at the Hall of Fame. That'll tell me a little bit more. There it is, Hall of Fame. So we're gonna have to scroll far back into the bowels of RSF1 history. So let's have a little look. Daniel P4, RC Full Senator, Roback, Pidgeosaurus. Let's see. Oh, it looks like they haven't even added in the championships from. Oh, there you go. So F1, F2, F3, F4. Oh, we didn't even have F5 back then.
You're not wrong, Hippo. Hippo in the chat. It's a shame these drivers that race in F5 at the start take points out of that season for F5 drivers because they go up to the top of F4 halfway through.
That is very true. It does make
common
it quite.
theme in that too.
It does make it quite difficult, as you say, because those valuable points could be very useful for those drivers, and they can't utilize it. No, he did good somewhere. I think Daniel was actually a contender, but he's not actually a champion.
Well, he's consistently fighting at the front, which is good to see, because he has been here for a long time. I believe he's the only no assist driver that's in F5. He runs no assists. So the fact that he's consistently doing well with no assists is quite remarkable. Who are we waiting on here?
It's interesting to see. Yeah, I'm also waiting quite a bit here. I mean, I do appreciate the fact they're giving us some time here to like read the list. Like we've already done it, so like I'm gonna have to quote Kimmy. Come on, move!
Hey, come on. Where is this bloody lobby?
Oh my god! He's just say, someone tell
What is
him to
actually
move out
going
of the
on?
way.
He's just stick to reporting stuff or whatever.
It's dig at Paul the
Poor
Rest.
Paul the Rester.
Yeah, I
There
love
we
it when he was
go.
in Monaco and he got caught by I think it was either a Force India or McLaren. He was just like, "What was he doing? I'm going to hit him when I see him." I love Kimmy. Or the no,
Kimi Raikkonen.
my actual favourite is the Massa has a drive-through penalty. Why do we have the penalty? No, Massa, Massa. Oh, okay.
Oh, that was 2013 Japan.
Yeah, I know. Oh, Matty says, hello, Ben Goat.
Stop
Mighty
trying
showing
to-
that Honda power. Orphan Moses Freak. Orphan?
Right. I mean, this is probably the most stupid question I've ever said in RSF1, but who's getting pole?
Well, if I had to make a very rough guess,
It's tough, I know.
yeah, I mean, it's so tough to say because, I mean, we've seen such quick drivers. I'm going to have to give it to Passo Maldonado. Nah, yeah, we have to give it to the god of Formula One, which is obviously Ericsson because he's not here. But if anything goes wrong, you just have to
Kobayashi.
blame him. Oh yeah, Kobayashi. Or is it Karthikeyan? Who's the
Chandok.
only driver to ever score a position of 24th place. So that's an achievement in and of itself. He's in history books, but for scoring the lowest
Inspirational, that
position. He is the inspiration for every back marker around.
Right. Primus, top 3 and the exact pole position time.
Right, so I'm pretty sure we both have an easy idea of who pole is going to be, so I'm
Yeah.
not even going to guess. Not even going to guess that.
second
I'm going to
and
have to
third,
say. I'm going to have to say, obviously, Mr. Hobnob, but I'm going to call, considering he staggered us with those medium times. I'm going to predict a 16.6.
16.6 what? Let's be very specific here.
16.693. I'm going to call that.
16.693.
Followed by Daniel P45 and Skyline.
See, I'm going to go the opposite on second and third. Hobnob, Skyline, then Daniel, and I think pole will be a 16.722.
So
If anyone
everyone,
remembers that in the chat.
make note of that. So I said 16.693 and you said 16.722.
2-2.
So people keep note of that in the chat because that is where we're going to really see how good mine and Ben's guessing game is. But we're on board with DRR Skyline as he is the first to be on a flying lap in Q3. Top 10 shootout. So if you're new to Formula One, qualifying is separated into 3 stages. If you've got a full grid from 20 cars from 20th place to 16th is eliminated. Q2, cars from 15th to 11th place will be eliminated, and that leaves the top 10 to shoot for the highest starting position for the start of that said Grand Prix. In this case, though, it looks like Skyline is eager to get himself up into second place because right now it looks like second is the new first here, as Skyline fastest second sector looking very good.
I think Craig's made a mistake.
Yeah.
Lock,
Skyline running
not
wide.
Locker, sorry, Skyline. Yeah, so the next one is the Ferrari. Forza Ferrari. Come on, Daniel.
Oh, he actually has to compromise a little bit on the steering there.
Can you check which McLaren's next for me?
It is Mr. Hobnob. So
Oh,
Daniel
Mr.
crosses
Pole.
the line and sets the benchmark of Q3.
Nice.
17.7. That's a good lap. But here comes
Here we
the
go.
time we're
Here we
waiting
go.
for. 17 dead.
I'm disappointed.
Actually, oh, well, yeah, I am as well. But I think he's actually exactly matched his Q1 time. I remember it was a 17 dead, and I swear it was a 7.2. I think
It's very close.
I think he's matched it, which is rare. And also, Hippo, thank you for making note of that. And he says, "Ale la loca."
Oh, yes. 17. Ooh.
Oh,
Just pips ahead of Daniel.
So, good work from Toby. MBB Pro starts a lap. Meanwhile, Skyline is actually on another one. Clips the curb on the left there as he goes into the right-hander.
Oh, Hobnob's bottled it.
Oh, no.
The pressure's getting to him.
He's choked under the pressure.
Some would say he's picking up some sand there.
As Richie did to Eddie in bottom, he's thrown the pack of hobnobs in the pond. And unfortunately...
Daniel's 2 temps up.
Oh, Daniel's going
faster.
He's
coming in. What?
What?
Oh, the Ferrari. What are you doing?
Oh, I think I know what Daniel's doing. I reckon he would have gone faster, but he was almost out of fuel. I think if he would have run out, it would have taken him ages to get back to the pit. So I think he might have sacrificed like that lap in hopes of getting some fresh tyres on and going again. Because I think, to be fair, I'd do that. If I was low on fuel, I wouldn't want to be wasting time.
Locker's on a lap right behind Pro's also on a lap.
And he's getting the toe off of Pro. I am a poet, I didn't even know it.
Through here. Moving swiftly on.
As Pro crosses the line. Good lap by the looks of it. Yeah, he does an 18.5. That's a respectable lap. And Locker does an 18.3. But I think Locker was also suffering from a bit of dirty air
the whole way through.
And the Red Bull of Mount the Mighty is in 6th place, and very big respect to him for getting off the racing line and letting the others by. Hippo says, Ben, is a 17 dead a bottle?
Yeah, it is for that guy. Oh, he's bottled it again!
Mr. Hobnob?
If he doesn't... Yeah, that's...
He goes 2 temps up!
And this is on the second lap of a used soft.
Oh my god, give him...
So God knows on fresh tyres at the end, he'll be in the low 16s.
Hippo, you have to be more precise. He says 16.5. We want exact figures. Oh, he cut quite a lot of the track limits there. And floored it back to the pits. That's a possible violation of the rules there.
I don't think he'll get penalised for that because he's not gaining an advantage. He's not on a flying lap and it's not harmed another driver.
It's not harmed another driver, but even if it's just a small amount of time, he got back to the pit lane quicker than following the track.
If that gained him a vital 10 seconds to get him in and out at the end, then he would be penalised, but I don't think he's gaining an advantage halfway through the final quali session there, to be honest.
Oh, Noah Bachelor says 16.679. So he...
I forgot what I said already.
You said 16.722. Thank you to Hippo, by the way, for putting those down, because that means we can remember what the heck we said. Skyline, back at it again. He's on the track, brand new tyres. Let's see what he can do, because Ben wants him in second. I predicted him third.
I mean, Craig out of nowhere's popped into second. But really, Hobnob's kind of made it less embarrassing for the rest of the field at the moment. Matty
says, I'm going 16.532. Liv ZYT says 16.469. And Sliverin says 16.969. So it looks like we've triggered off a whole guessing game now.
I'm just saying, that's a bit optimistic. A what? 14. If anyone gets this bang on, I will give them a special setup for a track of their choice.
Oh, so there's a prize
that requires frontline speed.
Does that apply to me as well, because I've entered in that poll? Hey, so
it's frontline speed central.
Hobnob, if you can get a 693, just know that if you message my Discord, I will slip you a tenner. Because I've used a Ben setup in the past, and it was very. Actually, I think my first ever race in Monza in season 1 was your setup that you gave me, and that was monstrously good. A good setup. Oh, here you go.
Skyline is up. It's got traffic. Yeah, they're all
tons of guesses.
They're all. So we bottle races like you two. Yes, Matty, that's correct. If you don't get it right, you've got to open the steering. Oh, Skyline, stop doing to me.
Being validated
Actually,
again.
no, it's Cornish. It's Cornish this season. Doing a Cornish.
Well, Mr. Hobnob, and this is actually the lap we're all kind of tactical invalidations as Hippo.
Possibly lower fuel.
So Mr. Hobnob is the person we're kind of keeping eyes on at the minute because he has already staggered us in Q1 and Q2. Let's have a little look at
Daniel's
this
just
lap.
ahead. Daniel's just ahead on a lap. He's the first one, Primus.
So we'll come back
Alone
to
Ferrari.
the Hobnob. Daniel, I predicted second. Ben's predicted third. Can Daniel make it a third consecutive top 3 finish in qualifying? We'll find out soon as he crosses the line as
Go
well
on, Ferrari!
first sector zone, and he's almost 2 tenths up, which is enough to put him ahead of Skyline if he can gain time and keep this lap well connected. Rides the curbs at the end of the next corner, gets to the infamous middle chicane in the part of the middle part of the track. Good run there, misses the apex on the first part and catches a good run through the second, keeps it in seventh gear flat out. Got a slow moving
Balls
car.
a Ferrari. Look at this! He's a
Half a
machine!
second up nearly, and he's still going. And he catches the curb on the inside, not too much though. Actually, this is not too bad. He rides the curb on the inside, but it doesn't lose him any time. It has a little bit of understeer there, but he keeps it well connected into the chicane. Don't ride that sausage curb. Luckily, not too bad. Gets a nice ride run round the final corner. Can Daniel P45 make it pole maybe as he crosses the line? Oh, 17-2.
Yes. Oh, wait, here we go,
Hobnob, 896.
Only 16.8, that's depressing.
Hang on, 16.896. Has anyone said that?
No. No
one has said anyone's not guessed the 8, so unless Hobnob's going again, I think that 16.896 is good, but that's matching the F2 pole time.
Not quite. We're 8 tenths off Primus.
Oh. Oh, never mind.
Well, it'll be an indicator for
that's still
we've got
good,
F3 and F4 coming up, haven't we? So that'll be an indicator.
Hippo said should have committed.
Hobnob's going again.
He's going again. He's gaining time. Oh my god.
I don't care. I'm staying on this guy.
Who you on with?
Oh, Daniel spun.
Oh!
Mr. Poleman himself. He's put probably about 4 tenths of sand in at the moment. Unless he finds some miraculous speed out the final 2 corners.
Oh, he lifted a little.
This is fast.
Cost him. Oh my god, 790.
Yeah. I mean, that's still rapid. Anyone lose that on the back straight? It's my son round the final corner. Go on, my son!
Line. Oh, he goes 7th.
Yes.
And Daniel in 2nd place in the Ferrari, and that means we're currently run out.
So close.
Craig has 3rd place, but can Skyline deny him? So we'll stay on board.
200s down, Craig.
Yeah, he's not doing too bad. Goes round the final corner. Can Craig keep a really good lap hit connected to secure him P3 in the start of the Spanish Grand Prix? Improves, but not enough to gain. But it's still an improvement. Followed by Skyline.
Up.
He needs to complete my prediction on getting into third place or complete
Get
Ben's
second, go on.
2 tenths up. He's improving more. But he's struggled this part the most. Unfortunately, it looks like he's learnt his lesson this time. And moves to the final chicane. Can he keep it well connected? Very tidy, actually. Gets a nice wide berth coming out. Beautiful run into the final corner. Is it 2nd or 3rd? Crosses the line and goes 2nd fastest.
I just predict these things, don't I?
So, round of applause to Ben there. Successfully predicting the top 3.
And I was only 68 hundredths off the pole time, if I've done the maths correct there. Yeah, 270. Yeah, 0.068 off.
That
Not
was
too bad.
That was a good lap.
So, congratulations everyone, you all bottled it in the chat. You won't be getting my frontline speed setups for tracks like Monza, Belgium, Austria, Britain.
Father.
Any money is welcome.
Any donation to the Ben Foundation,
Yeah, to the Frontline Speed Foundation. That should be your thing.
the Frontline Speed Association.
Oh,
That's like
God.
GTA, the Trevor Phillips industry.
Yeah.
So here we go with the top 10. You got MBB Pro in 10th in the Mercedes, Mr. Blue Sky, the Canadian McLaren driver in 9th, with Locker in 8th. Your son's in 8th, so not too bad. MT the Mighty in 7th in the Red Bull, Crunchy Bear 6th in the Alpine, Tolby in 5th in Aston Martin. Very good work from Aston Martin. Craig, FIFA Joker in 4th place in the Williams. Very good work. Daniel P45 in 3rd in the Ferrari, Skyline 2nd in the Alpha Tauri, and then the packet of chocolate hobnobs is at the top of the table in the McLaren. And again, I'm making a bottom quote here because that's a blooming good series and it's a classic. So, like, obviously, old British humour. But Hobnob at the top of the table. And I tell you what, that is a phenomenal lap.
Yeah, very good. Locker said he was 0.034 off. Very close.
We're not going for who's the closest. We went for accurate, like full on the dot predictions.
And I got the order correct as well.
You got the order correct, so you can give yourself your setup.
Get a podium and I might consider it. No pressure.
And now we wait. So if anyone's wondering why we're sitting here waiting, this part of the day is called the transition period. So this is the moment in between Q3 and the formation lap. So this is where the drivers are able to go over their setups, only a little bit though, due to Parc Ferme. So they can only slightly alter their setups. They can go over their strategies. If they were out in Q2, so 11th place and below, have the freedom of choice for tyres for whatever they want to start with. I reckon we will see some hard tyres possibly for the start. But it's a bit of a tall ask here in Spain. I think medium is the perfect tyre, to be honest, but hards can do it, but you're asking a lot from them. And then obviously fuel. With a full grid, you can risk under fueling, but obviously if everyone's being well behaved, then regardless if you've got 20 cars or if you've got 10 cars, if everyone's well behaved and no safety car comes out, then you've under fueled and you're going to run out. So that's a big risk, but obviously if you under fuel and it goes in your favor, you'll be a lighter car near the end of the race, and then that's when your pace can really shine.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I mean, the hard tyres is probably the best strategy to go for if you're at the back, because it will help with the tyre temps overheating.
No one's done that so far. I'm checking the race director at the minute, and it is majority yellow. And you got, like, I'm not going to say names because it'll make the interesting formation lap. Obviously, if you're going to take inspiration from the old Element Snow post office formation lap. That could be interesting.
Oh, God.
I remember the good times. It's like, and in 15th place, it's Alma in the Alfa Romeo.
Oh, no, it does this, doesn't it? Alfa Romeo.
And then remember Haas. He had practically emptied a lung saying that in the Haas.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I miss Element on comms.
That made me out of breath just listening to that. Let alone doing it.
Rather than primers, you have the right of way to do whatever type of voice acting, pronunciation, and the formation lap.
Oh, are we going to
Back
get
to
the
front.
famous now start?
Oh, no, that's retired with AJ.
Well,
Unless people want to see it.
put it down in the comments. But anyways, well, let's move on to the formation lap. We're going to start from back to front. So going from the back of the grid is RSF1 Invade in the Aston Martin, followed by Days Freaks in 19th position in the Ferrari, choosing to use soft. So going for an aggressive start, but a very ballsy call. In 17th place is Emanjejes in 17th. I've got to do a King Julian voice whenever I say that, so I'm sorry. Shadow Moses in 16th in the Mercedes, again choosing the softs for the start, so interesting call. And the only hard compound runner for the start of the Grand Prix is Captain Mackies.
Pensioner.
Captain Mackies in
himself.
15th. I didn't say that, Tomo, he did. So
Oh, he's fine.
aim the gun at him if you got one. Hippo in 14th in the Haas, basically medium from that point up to pole. So yeah, Hippo 14th, followed by Kabuki in the formation lap. He's crashed.
It's good practice.
No, unfortunately, no damage there.
We're going to see some collisions there. Who's that gone now?
Was Hippo. Anyway, back onto the grid. Orphans in 12th.
Can't park there, sir.
Seeing Beyblades of Formula 1 cars in the background there. Gravedigger in 11th. MBB Pro in 10th. Mr. Blue Sky in 9th. Your son
Mr.
in
Blue.
8th. MT, the Mighty V2 in, that sounds like a rocket, in 7th. 6th is Mr. Crunchy Bear in the Alpine. 5th is Toby in the Aston Martin. 4th is FIFA Joker, aka Craig Senna, in 4th. 3rd is Daniel P45 with a Scuderia, so getting into the top 3 consecutively and starts in the top 3 for the start. Skyline in 2nd. And then the man of the hour, Mr. Hobnob, at the top of the grid for the start of the Spanish Grand Prix.
Hippo's
Let's just hope he doesn't
laughing
make
about
a mistake and
Kabuki
feed
spinning.
himself to the Wombles.
Yeah, Hippo's just said I was laughing at Kabuki spinning, and then I go and lose it next corner. Right, here we go. Unleash. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No! Let's out and away we go. Hobnob gets a great start. Skyline,
What
a
a
bit of a sitting
start!
dog. Here comes Daniel P45 around the outside. Into the first corner. Late on the brakes. Oh, Craig into the
there's
Ferrari.
contact! There goes
Oh,
Senna.
Craig understeers into the Ferrari there. That was a bit silly from Craig.
But Craig stabilised. After that spin, he got hit. It seemed like that hit corrected him back up. So Craig's only just narrowly lost out, and he's down to 6th place. But
Ooh,
that could
Crunchy's
have been...
gone wide.
Who's gone wide?
Crunchy's gone wide. Here comes the McLaren and the Red Bull. Late on the brakes.
Oh, and the Red Bull's sending it. JJ has moved up to 9th, and he's actually passed the McLaren. And JJ is up to 9th place. What's going on with this camera work from the game? It's like the cameraman just like looking at the race and went, oh, like the pretty birds. And meanwhile,
oh, JJ on Crunchy. Oh, he squeezes him off a bit.
It looks like JJ.
Look at this Hippo. Hippo's been watching me late braking.
Oh, he's pressure. Look at the pressure he's applying. Moses is on softs, and Hippo is attacking him on those mediums. And Moses has made very good gains.
Oh
but
my god!
Unfortunately,
the gap in the lead.
The person who chose those interesting strategy for the start of the Grand Prix is down in last place with no wing. It looks like Tomo got caught in the opening lap calamity, so he will have to really put the work in. JJ's has actually lagged out. I'm going to get him back in. But he was lagging
Hippo's going to make a move on Shadow. No. Yeah, the gap already in the lead is 1.5 seconds by lap 2.
Looks like his internet actually full on died there. It lasted a minute ago. So, yeah, let's hope he can get back in time so he doesn't lose any positions. But tell you what, already, lap 2 of 33, Hobnob's already opened the gap.
Yep. A few people in the pits. Unfortunate at the start there with wing damage. Long way to go though, as we've seen in F2. Most of the guys watching tonight saw the chaos at the end of that race.
And there's a bit of a train forming in both parts of the party here, because Skyline's leading the first DRS train, which ends with RSF1 Locker, and JJ's AI is leading the second train, which
Skyline
ends
Express
with Hippo.
Yep, Daniel looks quite quick. Keep up with Skyline there.
Opening the gap
Hippo
between himself and Mighty.
Ahead of Shadow Moses, so Shadow's had an off somewhere. There's a McLaren on the back of Mans. Here comes Chosen Tolby. No, not enough frontline speed. Mr. Blue Sky. Can't get past the Red X car.
I mean, the AI just has the top end speed there. Even when he's Red X,
Yeah.
I don't know what difficulty the AI is on, but like, the AI is still holding its ground quite well. No, and I say that, but Blue Sky's sending it down the inside. The AI tries to cover him off. The AI is actually fighting back with JJ. I've never seen a good fight with an AI before, but tell you what, the AI actually did a good job. But Blue Sky up
Watch
to
and learn
8th.
F5 and F2.
An AI actually had for a player. Normally the AI are just easy pickings, but it looks like the AI is now actually holding up Hippo. Oh, Hippo has a wobble, and JJ is back. Just let's hope that he can.
Watch out, Hippo's going to jolt back when he gets in his car.
DRS assistance though. Oh,
That's it. Send it. Lick the stamp. Open the steering. Lovely. You are certified in the openthesteering.com.
that was a late move, but executed perfectly. But on board with Daniel P45 as he's fighting for second place here. Skyline's a sitting duck here. Skyline's actually burned a lot of the battery to keep Daniel back.
Speed!
Daniel has been stockpiling charge and
He's got
instantly passes that AlphaTauri.
rocket ship.
It's a battle of the Scuderia because you've got Scuderia AlphaTauri, Scuderia Ferrari.
Yeah, he's obviously running my wings. What a rocket ship he is on a straight.
Oh.
Sector 2.
Kabuki in the wall.
Kabuxter.
Stars Orphan passes Days Freak.
Oh, Kabuki's gone off again. Sector 3. Oh, Sector 2, sorry.
It's Stars
Yeah, so it looks like the...
Overcome Orphan.
Yes, he is.
Christ, that's a name I haven't heard in ages. It's good to see him still here.
Yeah, he's been here since Season 1, I think.
Oh my god. It's good to see him still here. I remember racing him. He's a good lad. I love how patient he is. Like he's the sort of person who doesn't care
Yeah, he is.
how the race has gone. If he's done good, he gets it to the end. If he's had an
He
incident,
just gets on with it.
yeah, he's just so patient, and he just knows no matter what, how good or bad a race goes, get it to the end.
Daniel looks like he's getting a bit of a gap on Skyline, but we'll give him the DRS. Wasn't quite outside the 1 second window. Daniel with the fastest lap with the use of the DRS.
Oh, we've lost the Ferrari.
Oh, days.
Any
Just
damage?
dropped it. It's that curve. It's like an angled curve. It just kicks the car out. Yeah, he's got front wing damage. We'll have to pit. Be mindful of Crunchy Bear behind you.
Chosen the hards. Interesting. And JJ's passed Moses. So the Red Bull versus Mercedes. And at this point, Red Bull prevails with JJ's in 10th. And it looks like Mighty's doing really good for the Red Bull team as well in 4th place.
Yep, Primus. I'm sure the chat will agree with me. We need to see a frontline speed from you tonight.
I'll do one.
I'll do for the culture.
I'll have to. I'll have to concede to you lot. You
Choose
lot win.
your moment.
I will do one.
Choose your moment.
I will choose my moment wisely. I won't do it straight away. I have to pick a good moment. But Hippo is closing the gap to Mr. Blue Sky and is rapidly bearing down on that McLaren. So Hippo is absolutely charging through the field. But it just has to bide his time there because he is suffering a little bit.
Oh, Toby's lost the rear there. Craig's all over him. Here we go. This might be your moment.
Oh, here we go. DRS open. And is it frontline? It's frontline speed! As he goes down the end of the straight, down the inside. Aston Martin comes him up. Late break. What a move. Late braking from Senna and moves himself up to 5th place, but he hesitates on the throttle there. But it looks like Toby did the same, so it doesn't matter too much because Senna prevails and charges now to catch Mighty. You could see a second run from me, you never know.
Skyline's dropped.
He has. Daniel's opened the gap dramatically, and actually, by the looks of it, Daniel is catching Hobnob, mate. No, he had a little wobble on the steering there. He lost time.
Hobnob's off. He's off to binge on biscuits again.
Yeah, he's gone to throw his vest
Craig
in the
has a
pond.
slap on the rear there. God, that was a good catch.
Is that
Element
dirty
says
air as
Ferrari.
well? He's just... Oh, Invade. He's the first penalty collector of the day. But I tell you what, lap 6 of 33, and he was the only person to get a track penalty. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Normally some people are quite immediate.
I believe Cornish did not get a penalty last night, which I was gobsmacked about.
Hacks, clearly.
I would have thought maybe lap 2, lap 3, a pen. But here we go. Chosen Tolby on the back of Captain Prince of Sand. But he's got the DRS.
Well, it looks like Craig's got that really good run off the final corner, and the DRS assistance as well off of Mighty in front of him, so it looks like Craig is safe.
Invade is in pursuit.
Oh, look at that,
The
Craig!
speed!
Oh, down the inside!
Doesn't cover. What a move!
And
Open
shuts the
the
door.
steering.com. He's a bit
Shuts
jumpy.
the door on that Red Bull. But as was looking at that, Craig is smelling the back of that Honda.
Element says Ferrari in the chat. Yeah, Forza Ferrari up in P2. Daniel is losing 2 or 3 tenths a lap here, but as long as he just keeps it in the podium. Oh, Hippo, dearie me. You've been watching Michael and Cornish.
And it looks like that's our second penalty. There's a bit of a train now forming behind Mighty. Behind Skyline, because Mighty's catching Skyline, and obviously Craig is staying very well in the back of that Red Bull, so Craig could wait for a perfect opportunity here. But it looks like Skyline had a really good opening lap pace, but he's now dropped off a little bit.
Craig has a bit of a slapper. Vice versa rolls this time. It was Tolby last lap. Now Craig's under pressure from the Aston Martin. It's going to be a drag race. Who has the front line speed? But it might be a triple move.
It's not going to be free wide. No. That Red Bull ran way too wide off the final corner. Actually caught the gravel.
Hippo's got a rocket. He's up into 8th on, I believe, fresh tyres, so we can catch the guys ahead. Utilise that extra.
He is underfueled though.
2 or 3 laps. Yeah, I am surprised he has done that. He is probably, well, it is F5. There is bound to be a VSC of some sort at least. Oh, Tomo. He's been watching videos of Cornish recently on YouTube.
And Tomo collects the next penalty of the day, and might not be the last in terms of the penalties to come for drivers today. But it looks like the real battle is for Mighty, Tolby, and Craig.
He's going to send it!
What
a save! Oh no,
that's too deep though. But if he pulled that off, that would have been overtake of the day.
Craig round the outside. No. I did one of my best moves ever, Primus, last night near the end on softs, round the outside of Matty, turn 3. It was so close to being like the worst collision ever.
And look at this, Tolby is all on the back of that Red Bull. Tolby's using what's little power left of his battery to defend the Aston Martin. But look at the front line speed! No, round the outside, he's going to... No, Mighty shuts the door. That would have been a beautiful move round the outside if he could have done it, but Mighty had the racing line and he was entitled to shut the door, and he did exactly that. So Tolby has to wait.
Look who's caught on the train. It's my son behind his teammate.
Oh, could team orders come into play? But it looks like Craig could easily pull away if he wasn't being held up.
Bit stationary for now in the first phase of the race. Long way to go.
And the gap between Skyline and Daniel has extended. It's now 3 seconds between the pair of them. And Hobnob is just... I think he's just taking a little bit of a nice
absolutely
Tuesday cruise
through that corner. Look at this. Mighty doesn't cover it now. Will he keep it on the track?
Oh no, he does it
Not
again.
As far off. Oh, Craig. Oh, who's that gone round? Oh, it's Captain Kent.
That's Tomo. In the wall. No damage though. Although the only damage
way to go. Keep going.
The only damage that's really been sustained is to his tyres, to be honest.
I thought you were going to say talons.
No. I think he'd slap me if I did that.
Look at this triple train in pursuit of the Red Bull. He goes very defensive now. Comes back across. Will be a C-switch.
Oh no.
Pox on the apex.
Mighty's still somehow holding 4th place, and now he's got 3 Mercedes-powered cars, increasing the pressure load. That's
Pro.
That's Pro. No, it's not Pro.
Shadow. He's taking the esports line on the green tarmac there.
Oh, good thing we don't have simulation.
Oh, he sent it! Tolby's just sent it turn 5. What a move! But here comes Mighty on the
fighting
inside.
back and retakes the position. What defense!
Anything you can do, I can do better. Oh, son, I'm disappointed.
No. Your son's got a penalty. DRS zone coming in. Is Tolby going to make a famous dive down the inside? Mighty leaves the room.
Take 3!
Oh, I think he's done it this time.
He's on the track.
Third time lucky. Look at the speed. No. Look at the run.
Here comes Craig round the outside. The lockers up the inside. This could get tasty, ladies and gentlemen. 4-car battle. Approaching lap. So this do my nutting. We're back on. Yeah. Oh dear, Tomo. It's happened again. I've got in as quick as I could. That was probably about 12 seconds. Apologies. Yeah, he's lost it somewhere. I'm not sure, but it's sensible for everyone to pit onto the hards. Crunchy Bear might stay out and hope for a safety car at the end on softs. Apparently we've got 39 viewers now, straight away. Sorry about that, guys. It decided to kick me out, but I was still in the party with Primus talking, so... Strange one. Interesting. Can't hear Primus. You haven't included your audio. Is your audio included now? Gonna double check.
And now it's included again.
It was strange. It disconnected me, but I was still talking to you, and now it wouldn't let you use your voice on the stream. Very strange.
But we're back, and we're all good again. But Invade's not pitted. Which
I am surprised.
now when he does pit, because we've all caught up to the safety car, he's going to lose a lot of time.
Yeah.
I think he should have pitted. I know Tolby was already in the pits in front of him, but like he wouldn't have lost anything because by the time he would have arrived, Tolby would have been long gone. So
You need to restart your stream, Luke, Pat, 2018. That's why, because it's just come back on. If you don't reset it, it's jumpy. Just reset it on whatever device you're using, and you should be good to go. So we'll get another lap for the likes of Kabuki. Oh, Kabuki's going to be stuck. He won't be able to overtake.
he's going to be at the very back of the grid. And Timmer goes into the pits. If he is allowed to overtake, it will be interesting to see if the game if he is allowed, if people will let him.
People need to leave at least half a second gap. We don't want silly penalties where everyone's stacked up together, braking, accelerating stupidly.
Yeah, it just causes unnecessary penalties. I feel sorry for Kabuki though, because the safety car is exactly what he needed, and he's being held up. The safety car can be harsh, and for a back marker like Kabuki, it's hurting him so bad because he could easily pass these lot and get back on it, so he could loop back around and hopefully get close to the pack before the safety car goes in, and it looks like now he's been denied that opportunity. Oof. That's gonna hurt. But it has allowed Hobnob to get reeled back in a little bit.
Yep, so Daniel and Skylar need to make a move on him as soon as possible with the restart, otherwise he's going to drive off into the sunset, as they say.
And Invade needs to play the team game here. He's obviously made in my opinion, a bad strategy call staying out on those tyres. He can't afford to obstruct his teammate. He really needs to play the team game and let him go. If he holds up his teammate, it will hurt Tolby's tyres.
Yep.
Here we go. For the restart for the Spanish Grand Prix. Hobnob waiting to make a move.
Goes now.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, he's absolutely gone. And
Just
Invade's
like
left the
start.
session.
Just like the start, he's just...
Trying to get Invade back in quick.
I will.
Oh, who's close? Oh, hello. Mighty on Invade's teammate Chosen Tolby. Down the inside, makes the move into P5.
Late move, but he makes it stick. And now he can get a free overtake, and Invade's AI have invited Invade back to the lobby. We've had a little incident down the back, but it looks like it's cleared up.
Excuse me.
There might have been Kabuki making a move.
Praise on the back of Tolby.
Oh, mighty headbutts the Aston Martin.
How's he got 1.5 second gap already?
That is mega quick. I know he got an amazing launch, but that is something else. It looks like Invade might keep his position because Mighty just can't get past him. He's not going to do a toll. Oh, I was going to say he's not going to do a Tolby. Speaking of, he tried to make his famous down the inside lunge, but it didn't work.
Oh, Mighty almost spun on the curb then.
Yeah, he couldn't.
Invade needs to get back in his car.
Ooh.
What he's doing here? He's got back
racy.
in. Oh, and his car's got in the pits.
Invade.
That's probably a wise move by the game.
I don't think Invade would have done that, so I think...
Here comes Locker. Go on, my son!
Getting the slipstream.
Speed!
Oh, but out the slipstream, he just can't get the speed to make the attack. So he has to back off and concede to the Tolby for that fight. But Locker...
Switch back. Carry more speed with the line. Cut back through turn 3.
Shadow Moses out not out, but off the track, down at turn 3. But he looks like he's back at it now. He's back on, but I think he might have damage. Lock up there from Locker as he's chasing Tolby. Meanwhile, Hobnob has opened the gap substantially, even on hards. He's just flying. I can't see the delta because the intervals have completely
they've
gone
just
bad.
Botched up. Great server this game, isn't it? Well done, Comas. It's a fantastic job.
But what I've noticed...
Tolby! Tolby's just made a mistake.
And Locker instantly capitalises. Brilliant patience by Locker, waiting for that Aston Martin to have a little slip up. And Locker catches him out doing exactly that. Hobnob gone fastest on the hard tyre.
1.6 quicker than Skyline that last lap.
Jeez.
Wow.
DRS has only just been enabled and it's already 3.3 seconds between
JJ
Daniel.
on blue sky. Oh! Who's later on the brakes? Oh my god, it's the soft runner.
JJ being very cautious and backs off pretty quickly.
He's still a little bit jumpy.
He is very jumpy. But we continue nonetheless. And it looks like there's a battle going on between Stars Orphan and Days Freak. So you've got the battle of the Italian cars, Alfa Romeo versus Ferrari. Orphan is applying really good pressure to Days Freak. And Days Freak, with that penalty and 10 lap-hold mediums versus Stars 2 lap-hold mediums, it's a pretty one-sided battle when it comes to the tyre life there.
Locker's managed to catch Mighty already.
Could we see a move?
Possibly. He's got enough ERS. Needs to get a good run.
Mighty has got less, but look at the run Locker got though. What a run! Yeah, look at that. The straight line speed. Late move? No, he could have done it. I feel if he sent it down the inside, he probably could have managed it.
Oh,
but
he went wide, Mighty.
Yeah, Locker just thinking that was a bit too risky, but now because he backed off a little bit, it's brought Tolby straight back in. Hippo's on those mediums again, and he's at the back of Tolby. So in terms of pace right now,
safety car.
Yeah, he'll need another one. So I think he started on the mediums, didn't he? Oh,
yeah. So he thinks he's going to go softs at the end.
Yeah, Hippo has to pit. To the hairpin. No ballsy late move by Tolby. So Tolby just biding his time, but Locker, look how patient he is. He's waiting for that opportunity to, I never thought I'd say this, a Williams. He's waiting for the Williams to pounce on that Red Bull.
Here we go. It's round 2 for Locker. Will it be more aggressive, as you said he should have been last time round?
Well, Mighty tries to break the toe. Covers him off on the outside. Late move by Locker on the inside. Yes, he does. Late on the braking and moves up into 4th place. A textbook overtake by Locker, and a very tidy one like that as well.
Very nice move.
And instantly,
up into P4.
Mighty is dropping on time compared to him. So I think now Locker's now finally able to open up some good pace and catch up to the front runners of the podium runners. Oh, hopefully he can catch up. Oh, and the train is building, because now the train from P4 ends at P10.
Crikey. Yeah, Craig's lost a lot of positions, although some haven't pitted.
So he can still capitalise and gain some positions. Meanwhile, a
Shadow's
spinner
gone again.
of a Mercedes, what most people would want to see in real life, but it's happened in the game. Shadow Moses, though, will obstruct his teammate. Ooh, spins again.
His tyres must be through the roof.
He really needs to be careful on the application of the throttle, because those tyres are like molten lava right now.
Oh, Tolby's past Mighty now, and that will give Hippo a chance on the mediums. He's gone wide, Mighty. There's a car on your right there, and Hippo capitalises down the inside. Approaching turn 4, hold it, nice.
Good patience by Hippo. That was very, very good to... He witnessed the battle between Tolby and Mighty, and obviously Mighty struggling a little bit with the pressure. Then caught Mighty out as he made a mistake after Tolby passing him, and Hippo was just like, you know what, mate, cheers, I'll take that off of you.
Very good move there from the young Hippo. Up into P6 now. Still got that penalty though.
Ooh, crunchy
past
JJ's had an off.
No wing. No front wing. No front wing.
Smashed that wall, and unfortunately for JJ, to the pits he goes.
That lead is almost 6 seconds.
That's incredible.
He's just absolutely took. What's his ERS? I mean, he's on 20%.
He is
Daniel
pushing
saved
those.
all this.
So he's not. He is like taking it away, but he's not just cruising up front. He is genuinely pushing. So.
Oh, this is him flat out. He's just above the rest of the field at the moment.
Yeah, he's not taking any prisoners at the minute. Meanwhile, Daniel behind him is almost fully charged.
I think he's just settled for second, which is wise. He's an experienced driver. He knows what he's doing.
And remember, as I said,
point home.
Second is the new first.
Timmer's round, just like he was in quali. Oh, well done, Days.
Got to get turned around, otherwise he get disqualified.
And he's got to wait and then floor it to the right. Bit of back end kick. Don't over rotate. Lovely. Hippo in pursuit of the Aston Martin. Can he do the late braking move as Tolby does on him? No.
Ooh,
14
nice
laps to go now.
Like to penalty. 7 seconds and increasing dramatically the gap between Hobnob and Daniel. It won't be long now before Hobnob actually starts to attack the back markers. Oh, we've got a step out there from Hippo. Passes Toby, takes 5th place. Still there, Ben?
Yeah, just about. Just letting you talk then.
Oh, he went quiet. I got scared there. I thought the stream went down again. But Hippo making good work of those mediums.
Oh, Craig! Thought he was going to make a move then on Crunchy Bear. Oh, I thought he was going to send it then. He's getting feisty.
Crunchy Bear, though, has
veteran.
done 18 laps, though, on those hards, so he is feeling the degradation, and he's going to try and get them to the end. Near on impossibility, I'd say.
Locker's catching Skyline. Locker is in pursuit for a podium possible here.
If he can neutralise that penalty, definitely.
I mean, we'd love a late safety car. Everyone on fresh softs, that would be very interesting.
It would really crack the whole thing wide open if Hobnob passes the pit and misses the chance to put on new softs, then who knows what he'd do. But
here we go.
obviously that's just speculation at the minute.
Not quick enough on a straight at the moment.
Locker is already within a second. If Locker can maintain this pace, he will be in DRS attacking range extremely soon. And he's gaining rapidly. I think Skyline's struggling for grip now because he's maintaining the gap between himself and Daniel, kind of, but he's now got to try and apply the pressure to stay close to Daniel and now defend from Locker, because Locker is now within DRS range here going into straight. Craig picks up a penalty.
That's 3 seconds for Craig. Invades on 6 as well as Toby. Both Astons struggling on pens.
Oh, Locker catches too much of that curb there. That might kick him out of DRS range. Going into the final corner, maybe. Who knows? But we'll find out now because his pace is...
The line's coming up.
No, I think for the moment...
There's the line where Skyline is, and he just gets it. So he's got the DRS.
Very well done. And now Locker won't make the move here, but he will certainly get close. Invades round. No damage though, so he's still very much fine.
Gap at the front, 8 seconds almost. Jesus Christ.
Locker can smell that Honda. Sniff,
Up
sniff,
to 30 viewers now.
How many views?
30 at the moment.
Thank you for the 30 views.
Oh, Craig, hello. He's getting feisty up the inside in turn 4. That's a bit risky.
That was ballsy. That was ballsy.
Oh, they held it together.
How the hell did he stay straight after make that?
Oh! Jesus Christ!
Oh my God!
Again.
I know we like Ayrton Senna, but please, God, there was no cap there, but Craig still forced his way in. Bloody hell.
Bobby Spies of Crunchy sends this now. Watch this. Yeah. Oh, no. Crunchy, what are you doing?
Oh, they're just headbutting each other.
I told you he'd do it.
He would. He said he would.
I'm going to stay on this battle. This is going to get heated.
This is going to get very heated because Craig was just getting very impatient. I know Crunchy was...
I'm calling it now. They're going to crash at turn 1 and 2.
Crunchy's
in the pits.
Crunchy's in, but like there was impatience from both sides.
Oh dear, that was hilarious.
When Craig literally took the Ayrton Senna phrase, is like if there's a gap,
just went straight.
just you take it. You know, if you don't go for a gap that no longer exists, then you're no longer a racing driver. But Hippo might get cut by Invade. Hippo on the power actually manages to stay.
Oh! Oh, Toby's gone. I talk about the late safety car. Hippo's just pitted. Hello.
This
Hippo
is juicy.
could be the net leader, possibly.
And the gap to leader from Hippo to Hobnob is 35 seconds. I reckon Hippo might be second.
If I was Hobnob... Oh...
I would pit.
Oh, yeah, but he's got the pace to possibly pull away or just stagger the gap. I don't know. What does he do?
He's going
He's in. What about Daniel?
Daniel's been playing second the whole time.
He's got to go in. He's got to go in, surely.
Yep, Daniel is.
Skyline
is.
Oh, very late.
Locker
is as well. Don't crash.
Mighty is. Mr. Blue Sky goes in.
What about Craig? Stick or twist?
He sticks.
Twist.
Oh, sorry, twist.
What about Hippo? I'm gonna stay on board with Hippo because
he doesn't need to.
This could get interesting. He's just pitted. Where's he gonna come out? Probably around Mighty and Blue Sky.
He doesn't need
around
to
the final
pass
corner.
He won't pass Hobnob. I reckon he's net podium.
Fourth or fifth, in between the Red Bull and Williams. So he's in a net fifth.
Oh,
is he?
No, he's sixth.
Skyline's on mediums.
Oh no! And Blue Sky passed him exiting the pit lane under safety car conditions. It doesn't apply to when you're exiting the pit lane. So Blue Sky actually overtook Hippo as he was leaving the pit lane, which is completely allowed and fair.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, because when you're
5 seconds speeding,
when you're exiting the pit lane, you're not affected by any safety car conditions until you cross the exit line. So that means Blue Sky was allowed to basically return to the track at full racing speed and then instantly stick to the delta once he returned to the track.
Right. It's advantage McLaren and Ferrari at the moment. Back
Skyline
for AlphaTauri.
Skyline might have either made the best move or shot himself in the foot, because if the softs die off quick, then he's laughing. But if they don't, then he's going to be swallowed.
I mean, you get probably, like, in terms of peak performance on the softs, 7 laps. 6 to 8 laps.
So he needs the safety car to come in, like, next lap.
And we'll get 7 laps of racing once we cross the line next time round to start lap 27. Oh, which will be 7 laps of racing. It could be the crossover on the final lap, Primus. We could get a change in lead on the final lap, possibly.
We could do. It's just so difficult to tell. Oh, this is intense.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for pure entertainment for the finale of F5 around Spain.
Tell you what, for the first stream back where I work with you, we get a really interesting race. I know Hobnob's been leading all the way, but we got a really juicy Grand Prix.
You could say I'm RSF1 mystic. I predicted the top 3, I was hundredths off pole time, and I predicted a late safety car.
We should get you a crystal ball for Christmas.
I predict Lockhart wins. No, that's just very optimistic. Although, saying that, the top 3 could crash out. Yeah.
Remember, Hobnob did catch the chicane that he's just coming up to now earlier and binned it a couple times in qualifying, but it looks like in the race he's been a little bit more behaved. Well,
so Kabuki's out of position at the moment. Shadow will catch, probably at the right time. He might get momentum on a few cars at the back.
Looks like Skyline and Daniel accidentally swapped positions there for a second.
And it looks like it should be in this lap.
Maybe. He might be out for another.
Possibly. No, it's only one car to catch. I mean, the safety car.
There is.
Yep, Yep, right, here we go,
late.
Primus.
Here we go. This is...
Pressure on Hobnob.
This is for all the marbles. And it looks like it's in advantage Hobnob if he can get that tremendous launch like he does before, but can he do it?
He's gone now. Daniel's flying! Forza Ferrari! Go,
This could be the change in lead that Daniel needs. Slipstream.
Absolutely launches. If any chance for the win, will he commit for the lead? Going into turn 1.
No.
Down the inside goes Locker.
Oh, no, he's compromised himself.
Oh, go on. Forza Ferrari.
And Daniel, no,
Oh,
Skyline and Locker.
Oh, invade. JJ, oh, massive crash. Timmer's almost round. What's gone on there? Oh my God, they're in the middle of the track, all 3 of them.
Oh my God. That was big.
Another safety car. There's 2 cars in the middle of the road and one that was still functioning just stopped next to him.
It's a big
carnage on the restart.
Crash. And Daniel.
Oh, Hippo! Hippo's around.
No. Hippo did so good. No. I feel for Hippo.
Look at
Oh,
Martin
Daniel
on the back of
spun!
Skyline. Oh no.
Locker's in second
Oh. No.
place. No.
Oh, that's such a shame. He had P2 in the bag.
Daniel was on an absolute belter of a race today.
Locker's in second. Skyline is in pursuit of him.
Yeah, Skyline's really doing great on those mediums. He's really putting them to work.
Locker, as it stands, will get P4.
He needs to open the gap.
What's the leader gap?
3.6 seconds between.
He'll get 5th.
He'll get 5th unless he can open it up, because he really has clean air, to be honest. Because I think dirty air is only classed within anything from 1.5 to like kissing the back of the car. So that's when dirty air really takes effect. So if Locker can really get his foot down, then he's laughing.
I mean, he needs to pull away from Skyline, and then he needs to hope Skyline battles with the cars behind to extend that gap. Orphan gets a pen.
That's his first penalty of the day. I have to say, Locker has been incredibly patient, and today it has rewarded him quite well. 6 positions gained.
Oh, hello. 1 Ferrari falters, 1 shines. Days is in 8th.
Oh.
From miles off the points. Top knob sets fastest lap. Mighty and Skyline hunting Locker down. Don't you dare touch my son.
Well, it
You
looks
shall
like
not pass him.
Skyline's dropping back from Locker now. The gap is opening, which means now Mighty will start to soon attack the sister team, AlphaTauri.
Team orders.
And Invade has left the session, but this time he's not in a car anymore, so there's no need to invite him back. But Locker is...
Craig! He's up the inside of the Ferrari. Craig has been very aggressive under braking.
Yeah,
and that's just
it's
hampered his
punished him.
position to Timmer.
It has punished him there.
Very aggressive.
I have not seen
3
such
seconds.
a feisty Williams in a long time.
Gap's over 3 seconds on the lead now.
I mean, like, a funny... No, Days Freak. He's not out.
Oh.
That's heartbreaking for the Ferrari team.
Element, you've jinxed both Ferrari drivers now by saying, look where they are.
I was gonna say though, as a little laugh though, the way Craig was, especially when he was attacking the Aston earlier, Toby, he was like a little Jack Russell, just biting at your ankles, trying to get a move like in every corner. And
Here comes Gravedigger.
he's going for it again. Oh,
Gravedigger.
no, patient.
Interesting.
Whoa!
Locker's really losing.
He spun it. Turn 2. He's facing the wrong. Get off the racing line.
No!
Whoa!
Reverse out the way!
Oh my
God.
That's like a scene from a horror film there. You're on the
That
racing
can be
line.
in the
Just
meme
hello.
compilation.
Almost kissed those
RSF1 meme
cars.
compilation, season 6. That can be. Car park there, sir.
Tim and Ike.
Oh my God.
Oh. Ooh. My heart sunk for a brief minute there.
Oh, is Craig going to send it? Watch Craig, he might send it. He's only 3 attempts back.
Here comes the Jack Russell
Oh,
attack.
claw. Oh, Locker's under pressure now with 4 laps to go. Well, it'll be 3 when they cross the line.
Yeah, he's managed to nullify Crunchy Bear, so I reckon he'll at least maintain P4.
He's got no ERS.
Or
There's
Craig is headbutting Timmer.
Red light spells danger.
Oh, good move from Skyline.
Locker fights back though.
Here comes Craig.
Go wide to cut back.
Oh, we've lost the McLaren.
Oh, Blue Skies dropped it. The straight.
On the racing line.
Oh, it's a McLaren Kurtz.
And he's got no wing, and the worst part is that's after the start, the pit lane.
Ooh! Mighty almost went into the back of Locker then. That could have been carnage.
But it looks like Skyline's now kind of... I think this is where he might have made a really good choice here, because he's maintaining and closing that gap to Hobnob. I think the softs have fallen off.
Possibly. We'll find out in the next few corners.
Because, as I said, he's maintaining it very well, and yeah, I think this could be where Skyline comes alive.
If he's going to come alive, he's got to find 2 and a bit seconds a lap.
Oh,
Days
Days Freak again off the track on the final corner.
Locker needs to send this. Has he got the front line speed?
No, he's not going to have it. He's got no battery to give him that oomph he needs.
No Bauer, no Bauer.
The gap to leader is 4.2 seconds. Skyline has just made 6 tenths of a second on the last lap alone. Oh, if there was any more laps, I think he would have been able to soon attack the back of that McLaren, but I think for the moment, I think it's still advantage Hobnob.
Yeah, at the moment. Daniel with the fastest lap.
Snatches it from Hobnob, so it means if Hobnob wants to take max...
You could still get points here, Daniel.
He could do. He's got no penalties. He's been very clean, and he's already catching Gravedigger quite well. In the pit lane goes a McLaren or Blue Sky to get that wing repaired or call it a day. It is quite late into the Grand Prix, so I think Blue Sky's chances of scoring any points are all gone.
Yeah, well, it's the final turn of the dice for Mighty if he wants to get past on track, but he won't need to really battle too hard for the podium.
A podium is there. It's guaranteed. He doesn't need to fight for it. He can just stay with Locker, but being a racing driver, you want to do it past him. I think for the moment, if Mighty just bides his time, that Red Bull's on the podium.
Let's go on board with Hobnob for the final lap. No pressure. Don't bottle it.
Well, he's kept it very well composed. Blue Sky and Days Freak fight, so a Ferrari and McLaren battle does happen, just not the one for the lead.
Oh, hello. Hello, Mighty's really putting some pressure on now, Primus.
Oh, on the final lap of all laps as well. Locker is desperate to survive. I think Locker might even lose P5 here. No, sorry, he might lose P4. Sorry, because Crunchy Bear is staying well within the penalty range, so Crunchy could gain the position.
Looks like he's got the win. He's commanded the race as well as qualifying on pole.
He dominated
the safety car,
everything, and has not been passed at all for the lead. Hobnob wins the Spanish Grand Prix, followed by Skyline, who retakes second last minute and extends his lead in the Drivers' Championship. Mighty collects third, Crunchy Bear to fourth, Locker down to fifth. That is gutting for Locker. He pushed everything he had, but obviously I know we've got to do the vote, but who's your personal driver of the day?
You'd have to say Timmer. 11 places up.
I would give it to
7th.
Timmer for getting up 11 positions, but I'm gonna have to give driver of the day, in my opinion, to MT the Mighty. Because he
he's had a good race.
he got caught in quite a bit of commotions in the early parts of the race and kind of fell out of it for a bit, but he recovered back up through the field and fought for a podium and took it. So if the poll comes out, he earns my vote.
Well, there you go. He takes the win. Well, there you go. The game goes with me.
The game sided with you. I think that's also the game rewarding you for an accurate top 3 prediction. Well, I'll let you go over the grid once we get onto that screen, and while I invite the top 3 to the podium.
No problem. As the McLaren and the AlphaTauri pop the champagne. Commanding win for McLaren. Here's your results for the Spanish Grand Prix. You've got the DNFs of Tomo, Tolby, Invade, JJ. And then you've got Kabuki, Days Freak, Mr. Blue Sky, Hippo, Gravedigger and Daniel all outside the points. And then you've got the top 10 of Stars Orphan, Shadow Moses, Craig Senna aka FIFA Joker, Timmer, MVP Pro, Locker, Crunchy Bear, and then the top 3 of Mighty, Skyline, and Mr. Hobnomovich.
Interesting Grand Prix today. Very good battles. I know we had a little bit of contact near the end. Daniel denying Hobnob the final point that he could have scored. He could have got maximum, but Daniel denies him. So, yeah, fastest lap stays with Daniel P45. Unlucky at the very end there. Second looked very much secured, but a late spin gifted Skyline exactly what he needed to extend his lead in the Drivers' Championship. And actually, the only 2 people on the grid to maintain their starting and finishing positions is Mr. Hobnovich and Skyline. It doesn't look like Mr. Hobnob will join us, though, so it looks like we might just have MT the Mighty and Skyline with us. So how do you want to play it, Ben?
I don't mind. You can do third and I'll do second.
Sounds good. Right. Well, MT the Mighty, make sure you've ticked the box in the party to include your audio.
I do believe I have.
Right, well, a bit of a mixture for you today. You was in P7 for the start and a decent qualifying, but it looks like a lot of argy-bargy was happening in the early parts of the races, but you kept your ground and you stayed very patient, and it looks like even with a couple of safety cars, your patience was rewarded with a podium. Take us through your race on your perspective.
I thought my start was perfect. I couldn't have got a better start. Straight around the outside. I was starting on the outside anyway for outside for turn 1, inside for turn 2, back outside for turn 3. And I had a really good start. Got round, I think it was Mr. Country Bear in front of me, straight off the bat. I moved up to, I think, P4, P5. And then I just don't have the pace around Spain. I don't enjoy Spain. I don't mind it. I'm just not. It's not the greatest. It's not my greatest track. So my whole race plan was purely just to try and stay clean, don't get any penalties, and just keep it on the track and just try and get a points finish. And I think I was very lucky. I had a great battle in the middle part of the race with who was it? Chosen Tolby, who I'm pretty sure has fallen. Did he DNF at the end?
He did, yeah.
Oh, he did. He DNF'd in front of me. He DNF'd in front of me. Actually, that's a good point. He brought out the late safety car.
And obviously, it has been, as much as Spain isn't a good track for you, though, it is a good day for you to wrap it up, because at the end there, you was bearing down on Locker, but in the end, you knew that the podium was very much yours, and there was no need to take fight a battle that was not worth fighting. But your patience has been rewarded today, mate. And honestly, if the vote comes out and you're on it, you've earned my vote for driver of the day.
Oh, thank you very much. I think it was just, like I said, just keep it clean. There was a couple spins in front of me. I got really lucky, and with Locker having the penalty, I think he gifted me a podium, really. Without that spin right at the end, and with Lockers, I would have been P5 and would have been quite happy with P5, so I'm very happy with the podium.
Could have been potentially P4 if Daniel P45 didn't spin, but it's still a very good performance today, and enjoy your podium.
I will, thank you very much.
And now I pass over to Ben to interview DOR Skyline.
Yeah, so Skyline, congrats on P2. I guess can't do much better apart from winning, starting from second in qualifying, but as you're probably aware, Nobovic was just way too quick to pass, although you had a slight chance at the end, possibly on the restart with the safety car, but you should be happy with second, I'm guessing.
Yeah, definitely happy with second. It's more of a battle for second, let's be honest, with Hobnob at the minute, because he's just in a world of his own at the moment. I don't really know where it came from. It's also a bit demotivating to a sense, because I know a lot of people would put a lot of hours in of practice and just for it to not mean anything because someone's going like 5 tenths quicker than anyone else. So it's kind of, yeah, it's nice to get P2. It could have been a hell of a lot worse because obviously I had Daniel in front, and I didn't know how MT and Locker were gonna cope with, like, I didn't know if they'd get past me basically because I went onto the mediums at the end for comfort reasons instead of going onto the softs. But I thought it might backfire and I might have lost, more places than what I did really.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, it was a lot of battles trying to get P2, at one point P3, but unfortunate for Dan, he crashed near the end. A lot of mayhem at the end, but you managed to just keep it clean, stay on track, and get a good podium and championship lead, so well done.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Right.
Back to you, Promise.
Well, that was an interesting Grand Prix today. I mean, it was good to come back to see some good action. Got a good team here. Really happy with, even though we had that little blip in the middle where the stream died. But yeah, that was honestly a thrilling race in Spain, and this is only just the start of the season still, so like there is still a hell of a lot more to come. But yeah, if you want to see some more Division 5 action, I'm afraid you've missed out now for the rest of the week, because they won't be back till next Tuesday. So yeah, catch them next Tuesday if you want to see more F5 action. However, if you want to see some more thrilling fights, I just hit my knee on the table. Oh, ow, that's not the equivalent of hitting a funny bone, but it's my knee. If you want to see some more racing action, F3 will be round the corner tomorrow, where myself and Captain Mackies, aka King Tomo, will be in the comms box, and yeah, it'll be interesting. Interesting stream. Haven't done comms with Tomo in a long time, so yeah, don't miss it. It'll be pretty entertaining. But yeah, thank you, Ben, very much, Ben, for having me here. Nice to work with you
fun.
again.
Thanks for doing co-coms. Yeah, that's it, guys, for Spain F5. Very entertaining race, especially at the end with that safety car. As Primus says, we'll be back tomorrow for F3, and then also the day 4. And we'll see you next week.